Southeast Governors Forum meets with Obasanjo, discussed Nnmadi Kanu's release. Hello Nigerians, you are welcome back to this channel. I've said it here before that our Southeastern governors are the reason why Nnmadi Kanu is still in the prison till now. This is because they have failed to realize that Nnmadi Kanu is their own. And because they don't want to jeopardize their political ambition, their selfish political ambition, they refuse to rise up to the occasion and speak up when it matters most. Because it is obvious that the reason why the federal government is still detaining Nnmadi Kanu is because of his Igbo origin, because he is from the southeast, and that goes a long way to show you that the tribalistic sentiment has actually eaten up our system here in Nigeria. Remember, Sunday Igboho, who is a Yoruba man, was arrested because of the same offense. But, it didn't take too long. He was released. But they still detain Nnmadi Kanu just because he is speaking out for his people. And this is as a result of poor government policies and corruption and marginalization going on in this particular country. That's why Nnmadi Kanu decided to rise and speak for the Igbos. He never killed anybody, neither did he cause any riots or whatsoever. But he was arrested illegally from another country, and he was brought down to Nigeria, more like kidnapping him. And this particular issue has actually lead to rise in insecurity issues in the southeast, and our governors has refused to talk. Now, yesterday, it was reported that they actually had a Southeastern Governors Forum meeting where Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, was actually present, and they discussed so many things, ranging from security issues in our country to how Nnmadi Kanu would be released, because they say that they're going to meet President Bola Tinubu concerning the release of Nnmadi Kanu. I'm going to show all of that to you guys. But before that, let me show you a lawmaker from Kogi State who was crying and lamenting and even threatening to arrest someone for exposing his salary and all the allowances they receive, claiming infringement on privacy and that they don't receive such amounts of money. I'll just allow you to listen to him, and when we come back, we'll just analyze the video.
It's under other 6 privileges. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my privilege has been breached by one Adeola Fayem, who alleged on social media and Instagram that I, a member of this house, collect basic salary of 2.5 per month, furniture allowance 7.5 million per month, newspaper allowance 1.2 million per month, wardrobe allowance 621,000 per month, research allowance 248,000 per month, accommodation allowance 4.9 million per month, utility allowance 828,000 per month, personal assistant allowance 621,000 per month, and so on. And very interesting for you to know that this Adeola Fayem does not reside in Nigeria, he's in UK. And this is the same person, December time, when one of our colleagues, maybe by mistake, said trailers of rice were given to members of National Assembly. This same lady was spreading it everywhere that you should ask your representatives, where is your trailers of rice? So if this house does not take a stand on this, the case against her, I, Elder Leke Joseph Abejide, will take it up with her. Because in my own constituency, this is what is now spreading around, that I take this amount. I put up my salary to the whole world for them to see. What is it that we are hiding? We are not hiding anything in this holy chamber. I want to bet you with you, there are some members that cannot survive more than 5 days with their salaries. Even before the end next of the month comes, the request from your constituent has already taken over everything. And somebody who does not reside in Nigeria will be instigating the general public against us. And then we will be quiet. This is the privilege that has been breached against me. And I believe by extension to all members of this house. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues.
Now, I believe you're listening to what he said, that his privilege has been breached just because somebody tried to, expose how these lawmakers go home with fat salaries and, allowances while Nigerians are suffering, while the taxpayers are actually suffering. They actually do nothing for these people, for our country, Nigeria. They actually do nothing for these poor masses. All they just go there is to loot the remaining amount of money that is left here in Nigeria. Go to their constituency, you will see bad roads everywhere, and they will be busy driving expensive SUVs. And he's claiming that his privileges has been breached. Let me share with you what some people actually responded to this particular act of his. Now, so this person said, so lawmakers know what they are doing by not making their salaries public. This kind of people will never give us democracy we deserve. Don't expect anything good from this kind and set of politicians who have seen politics as opportunity to enrich themselves. That's the same thing that we are trying to say. They are afraid of making their salaries public. They don't want the public to know the type of the amount of salary and allowances they go home with, and they want us to trust them, and they want us to believe that this is democracy that we are practicing. Now, another person said, Mumu, what impactful project have you done for your constituency since you got to the house? Instead, you stood up with your poor grandma to discuss taking action against someone who publicized your over-bloated salaries and allowances. And the last person said, the lawbreaker would have channeled that energy to call for security matters instead of that baseless and irresponsible statement. Very unprofessional and unproductive lawbreaker. His constituents should mark him from that statement. Now, moving on from that, let me share you with the outcome of the Southeastern Governors Forum meeting that was held yesterday in Enugu State. According to Governor Alex Oti of Abia State, he said, we have just concluded the Southeast Governors Forum meeting in Enugu, where we deliberated on critical issues affecting our region. After thorough discussions with fellow governors and stakeholders, the following resolutions were reached. The forum commiserated with the government and people of Abia State, Ebonyi State, Imo State, and the entire Southeast and Nigeria, along with the Onu family, on the passing of His Excellency Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. The forum welcomed a distinguished delegation including former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, Chief Emeka Anyonku, GCON, and His Royal Majesty Igwe Nnemeka Achebe, CFR, the Obi of Onitsha, who visited in solidarity. He further stated, we reviewed the reports from the Southeast Security and Economic Summit held in Owerri on September 28, 2023. The forum agreed to implement key recommendations related to security and economic integration, reaffirming our commitment to actionable plans on these critical issues. The forum resolved to visit Mr. President to discuss pressing concerns affecting the Southeast region. Additionally, we resolved to engage with the federal government to secure the release of Nnmadi Kanu. The communique was signed by His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, CON, His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti, OFR, His Excellency Professor Chukwuemeka Soludo, CFR, His Excellency Right Honorable Francis Nwifuru. Now they have woken from their slumber. Let's see if this meeting will yield anything tangible in the Southeast. Let us see if the insecurity issues that we are facing, will be reduced drastically, and if they can be able to secure the release of Nnmadi Kanu. Anyway, guys, I'd like to stop this video here and I'd like you to drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you for watching.